Okay, shots o'clock, everyone.
Ew. Ew.
I got the biggest shot. No, I do.
Come
Us too. Ooh.
on, tequila. Woo! Welcome back to another episode of Seek Therapy Podcast. It's me, Jasmine.
In America.
And Jasmine Thai. We lit.
It's
Heard.
lit. And we just spotted, but we back at it.
Wow, wow, wow.
How is everyone doing? What has been your highlight? What has been your challenge? The challenge I'm having is this extra añejo going down my
Yeah.
throat. I feel every ounce of it, honey.
Yeah.
Ah,
I would say I'm in the same boat right now, to be honest. Um, I used to drink Everclear, y'all.
oh,
Oh no.
just for fun. Just
Yeah.
What
Like,
was going on?
I would drink Everclear and couldn't get a buzz. Like, I
I
was
couldn't get a buzz.
drinking.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. I was drinking.
okay.
And now I'm like, bitch, my chest hot.
Thank God.
My inside
Woo.
warm.
My face starting to get like, what the hell is going on? So, yeah, I'm having the same challenge right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's funny.
This is the 30s, honey.
Yeah. Yeah. Smacked you in the face real quick.
Real quick.
Ah,
I've never been for vodka, but this year, after watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she ordered a Grey Goose martini or something. I was like, oh, let me try that, and I ordered it going out, and so now I'm like, oh, not all vodka is like harsh and like burns. It gets smoother once you put some
pay
sweet into
more
it.
money.
So like I didn't have to chase that, and I was like, oh, okay, because I braced myself.
I'm dead.
Mm-mm.
That's a great goose. Got me feeling loose. I really that really is my challenge. I haven't had any challenges. I'm on break from work. Like I'm living my best life, people. My highlight is that Janae was able to go and be with my godmom by herself, so I don't have to worry
Good.
about that situation.
Mm.
And then on Sunday, after we potted, my parents had a Christmas party, and my dad brought snow to LA. So
Oh, that's cute.
All the Christmas.
Janae got to run around in the snow and throw snow.
Oh, he brought snow, not like some
No.
shit in my bag. He brought snow.
No, like their whole front lawn was covered in snow.
Oh,
Wow, that's so cool.
I love that.
So that was nice. I was like, come on, holiday spirit.
Yeah, that's
I'm
super.
like, Janae has some good memories already.
Good.
Yeah, and then today I was able to drop her off at my godmom, and then I went to Trader Joe's, just like
Mm.
living my best life. I saw some very beautiful roses. They were like yellow and red. So I bought them. I was like, I'm gonna treat myself. Like I'm living my best life. So that's been my highlight. Being on break.
Real talk.
How about you, America? I don't know why I always have to say your name like that, but it is how it's gonna be unless you tell me you don't like it.
I
Um, most people say my name like that, or they do the whole Pledge of Allegiance thing. So we're fine. Um, challenge is still the tequila. I'm not a tequila drinker. I drink bourbon. I drink like an
Really?
old rich white man. Yes.
Mm.
You're the old rich white
Mm.
white man.
White. I drink like an old rich white man. Um, so I don't know why I bought tequila. I think it's Bay like tequila, so I was like, fuck it, I'll buy tequila. But I'm a bourbon girl, so that's still my challenge. Um, what's my highlight? Hmm. Well, I guess I'm on break too, even though I don't really feel like it. But I'm on break too. So that's a
Yay.
highlight. So I've been sleeping in, and by
Me
sleeping in,
too.
I mean until like 8. And so
I mean until 6:45.
that's new, you know. And when I say by 8, I really mean my alarm has still been going off at 4:07, and I've been
Turn that
pressing
off.
No,
snooze.
snoozing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
until 6, and then I get up and I've been doing the meditations in the morning, and then I'll be like, I'm gonna go to the gym, and then I'm like, you know what? No, we're gonna lay back down,
Ooh.
and we'll go later. Okay, so I've been laying back down.
And giving yourself that flexibility.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I'm doing okay. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's been a highlight.
I feel you. Because, I'm up at 4:50 on Peloton, lifting weights. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I am going to sleep in until Janae allows me to. And I'm going to get a workout in. I'm just not going to be so anal about it.
Yeah, about the time. Yeah, long as it happens, it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that.
And what about you, Jasmine?
Okay, so I kind of on the opposite tip where y'all are already working out and giving yourself grace. I am like, you know what? Let's take this time to actually start working out, bitch. Yeah, so that's been my thing, right? Not eating my feelings on now that I have nothing else to do.
Hmm.
But yeah, I did my Amazon Christmas shopping yesterday,
Nice.
and yeah,
How
and
did DoorDashing go?
it's slow. I
Okay.
don't know why I was thinking I was gonna make more money for a little bit of work, and you
It's
said
probably because everybody already out there.
true, true.
True.
So yeah, so I was out there until like my gas light came on, and I came back home.
As you should.
Um, yeah, but I guess it equals out to about like $8 an order. So you got to do more to get. Because for me, I have a dollar amount of like what I would like to make, and I just wasn't there yet, and I was confused.
Just like
Um,
it just wasn't giving.
but America told me, she warned me, don't think you go get out there and make $100 in an hour.
Mhm.
Um,
Because it ain't going to happen.
Unless you like a Supreme Dasher or something, like they got different status levels.
no.
And once you get to a certain level, then your order instead of being $8, it might be a $12, $20. But that takes time. There's a girl on TikTok that talk about that too. She give you the whole rundown.
Wow.
Do
Um,
people be tipping?
Not really, but I think
Yeah.
it's this like when I do it off of distance, right? So I will fully admit this is something I'm going to drop in 2022. I blame COVID, but I'm the type of motherfucker. If it's in my vicinity and I don't feel like putting on pants and going to get it, I'm a DoorDash it.
I do that too. Yeah, I'm not gonna go nowhere.
Could I theoretically walk to some of these places?
Possibly, if I felt like it, but it's cold.
It felt like it, yes.
Mhm.
So those I don't tip on, right? Because I mean, but if you're going far, then yeah. So like a big thing when gas went up, I would tip the amount, like what a gallon of gas was.
She said, "Here go your little
Yeah.
gallon."
Yeah,
Really, like,
bring me my calamari, and it better be.
Not my
not like
calamari. Like
calamari.
nerve.
Gas there a gallon? Wait my $800
What
meal.
nerve.
I'm giving you $4.27. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just joking.
Don't think I'm about to tip off the cost of my meal because that's not what we're doing.
See, I've been doing that, and I've been told I need to. Bitch, you better start tipping up. But like that's what my brain. Man, if you tip, you get your shit faster.
No.
At least that's what I noticed. When I tip, my shit come faster. If I be like, I'm gonna test it out and see, I'm gonna get him cash at the door. It takes for fucking ever. But then you don't get nothing at the door because now you're playing in my face.
No, I don't max out my tips more than what a gallon of gas is.
I'm turning the fuck up. Like,
I
So,
don't know.
like, this is also all karma coming back to me because since COVID, I have been a religious DoorDasher. It is literally something I have to pull off like out of my hands in this new year. Like I'd be sick if I saw the amount of money
If they, bitch,
Oh, I already know I'd be sick.
I
yeah,
saw a
I'd
meme
be
that
sick.
said, "Imagine if DoorDash sent you a year in wrap up and was like, you spent $9,000 on
Literally.
food this year."
Yeah. Or if I had a what is it, script shipped and DoorDash, y'all got shipped right where they send your groceries on
No,
Instacart.
Kind of,
well, we
sort of. So we have a grocery store called HEB here in Texas, and they do, ever since COVID, you can go pick them up, or for $5 they'll send it. So it's not really,
Okay.
yeah. I
We
think
got
that's
an
a little different from Instacart.
app here, which is Instacart or Ship. If you order through Target, come bring it to your door. It's Ship. If you do it for any other grocery store, it's Instacart. I cannot the fuck imagine. Because sometimes I'd be like, oh, she got that from Target. Let me place a Target order. Bitch,
I mean, the other
what
day,
is open right now?
Target.
Fucking Target.
You know how many times I go to Target a week at least, and I'm not fucking around 3
That's
times.
me. I order from them at
And
least
it
3 times.
don't be like $10. It
No,
be like 175.
right.
No,
That's why I be wanting to work. That's why. Because I be doing shit like that. Shit I don't need.
this
I
part.
know.
If I can walk out of Target without spending $50, it's a good day.
I've never.
$50?
I've never.
That is like,
Never.
Never.
how would I do that?
Real. And then you'd be like, should I put something back? No, because it's fucking cute.
Yeah. No.
It is cute. And they have a lot of leopard shit, and I'm a leopard ass bitch.
I wear my Scary Spice.
Period.
Okay, can we go around and do shirts today? Because I noticed something about everybody's shirt, and that's why I was like,
I have on a black owned brand. My husband bought me this workout shirt.
shout out to
for my
Ashley.
birthday. Melt fit.
Ow.
Oh, damn. I have on a shirt from Meg the Stallion. Bad bitches have bad days too.
Ooh, I like
I
that.
really hate that it's I really hate that it's tie-dye, but
Really?
I love tie dye.
That was a Megan Thee Stallion shirt. I like that.
I fuck with tie dye.
I'm gonna go cop that home.
Probably because I'm a hippie.
You are.
I'm like, why the fuck? I kept looking, trying, and the black one had a damn, which I guess I should have got because I got unicorn necklaces and unicorns everywhere, but it had a big ass unicorn on it. Bitch, I'm 34. I can't be walking around like that.
I feel that.
So
That's funny. Yeah. This is just my Spice Girl 25th. What the fuck? 20 shot has me all discombobulated. 25 reunion.
That's so crazy. Yeah. I was gonna say another shot.
Wait, what?
I have to get up, but we can.
I'm a menace.
You're that friend.
I am. I really am. We strayed very far away. Let's reel it on in. Back to Nunu. Because, I love to put my people onto new things that I am listening to, working out to, anything. And so I am on a quest of really getting that hydration on and popping. And so I bought a Stanley tumbler, 30 ounce. I wanted to get the 40-ounce one. I don't know why I didn't, but I bought this one. And so I fill it up 4 times, and that is close to a gallon. So hydration station. And I am reading 2 books at once, y'all. What the fuck? 2 books. I'm reading 2 books. So I'm reading the second book to what I just read, which is Black Girls Must Be Magic by Jane Allen. And then I'm also reading Before I Let Go. The author is missing. I'm not sure who it is. But I'm out here reading. My goal is to have finished both of the books by the beginning of the year.
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
I used to read like 1-2 books a day, and for some reason I can't.
Adulthood.
It's just not.
What? Okay, so here, hear me out. When I take my lunch breaks, I have a 30-minute lunch break at work. I eat for 10 minutes and then I read for the next 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I exchanged my scrolling breaks when I'm in the restroom for reading. I leave my
Mm-hmm.
phone outside of the restroom so that I
Mm-hmm.
am just reading. And then I'm just trying to implement like picking up a book instead of picking up the remote. I
Mm-hmm.
still watch TV, but I do get a point to like read at least a chapter and then watching TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like setting my bedtime routine. So let's say bedtime theoretically should be 10. Then at 9, I start shutting it down. So I'll like shower, moisturize, all that stuff. By 9:30, hop in the bed with a book, and then that's 30 minutes of reading. Yeah, but that really works better with like nonfictions or novels when you
Mm-hmm.
start getting into like the self help.
Oh,
Those,
don't read. Oh,
yeah,
and that's another thing. If
be
you want to get back into reading, do not start with self help.
no.
Start with something juicy, something like a
Yeah.
thriller, some drama, like something that will get you like just flipping the pages because you just want to get. And shout out to my best friend Maya because she's the one who really got me reading. Again, she's like, bitch, read some trash, like just read something, but just get into the habit of like wanting to go through the book and stuff like that. So that is also a reason why people not finishing their books because it's self-help and it's like you're always working.
Yeah.
I got the what's her name? Colleen Hoover.
Okay.
That it ends with us and all of that. I
Mhm.
but when I sit down, my brain will literally just be like.
Yeah.
So I think that's just more about me being intentional and bringing myself back. Because
Hmm.
mine could be, bitch, you need to go do this, and you need to go do this, and why you ain't do this, and you need to do this, and I'm like, fucking, I'm gonna go do it. So yeah, I just need to work on being more intentional there.
And you need to also tell yourself stop.
Yeah,
Literally,
I
once
could do
you
that for everything else, but for some reason, I start reading and I'd be like, you're
stop.
right, I do need to go do something else. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna work on that. We'll talk about
Yeah.
that later. That'll be one of my
Yeah.
2023 goals.
Period.
Um, my new. I'm not putting nobody on though. But what I did new was I got my tragus in the day. Hell, I don't even know.
Nice.
Pierce.
Mm.
Um,
Hey.
which day, thank you. Which are supposed to be, I don't know. They're like the acupuncture points. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm
Oh.
going to get these two pressure points pierced and we'll see what happens. Y'all know I really be trying the holistic shit before I get medicated.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. So they're both supposed to be good for anxiety and stress relief.
Great.
So it's been 2 days now. I can't say it worked. It's working because I'm not working right now, so I don't know. So I probably wouldn't be able to report anything back until January. But those are two things I did that are new. And I finished my sleeve. So that was new too. I
And you
guess my
never
new there is
sent the
decorate
photo.
your body. Hmm.
And you never sent the photo.
Oh, I
Yes.
did. Sorry.
And I also want to just touch on that because you said decorate your body. And my tattoo artist just informed me that she's moving. So I need some time.
Beautiful. They're all flowers. Oh. Oh.
I know that's right.
Oh, that's
Did it
beautiful.
hurt?
Hmm.
Did it hurt?
Not really. I'm kind. We can talk about that later. No, not really. It was fine. This hurt more to me than this did,
She
Hmm.
liked it.
oddly enough.
Okay.
But yeah.
Decorate your body, right? Find ways that you can really look at your body and celebrate it. That's why
Mm,
I love tattoos because I spent a long time hating my body. And so now it's like, bitch, you are a work of art. Look at
right.
this. Look at you.
Right.
You're giving.
Hmm. And I think for me, it's a pushback because for so long I was told that, like, in order to be professional in order to be successful.
Taken seriously.
Right. You don't have tattoos. You don't have piercings that people can see. You make sure that you cover those things up. You don't get tattoos on your arms. That's for whoever that was supposed to be
Rooted
for.
in whiteness.
Yeah. Right. So I think a part of it too for me is like unlearning that and knowing that I can do these things that I enjoy and that feel good, and there's not going to be these detrimental consequences. So
Right.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Whew. There's a lot of shame around my tattoos, even though like I knew wanted them since I was a kid. Um, and just by, oh, certain type of girls have tattoos.
mm-hmm.
Whereas
Badass bitches.
whereas now it's like, you know what? I'm more in line with y'all. It's like it's my body, it's my
It's
temple.
letting your
Mm-hmm.
if that shit makes you feel good, makes you feel celebrated, sexy, powerful, like it's your life.
Run it.
Mm-hmm.
Run it. I am going to say my new are these puffs.
I love it. I really do.
So Puffs has tissues that are infused with Vicks, and as you like breathe in to blow your nose, it's so soothing. Those kids tried to get me on my way out, and I'm
Mm.
lucky that, like I don't feel sick, but I am congested.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would rather just be blowing my nose and not have to deal with like the pains and all that stuff. Yeah, and it's cold here in Texas, so shout out to global warming. Um, it's gonna be a cold Christmas.
When you say cold, what's the temperature right now?
It is 56. Anything less than 70 is cold to me.
Same as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, me too, but I was just wondering what cold was there for you.
Yeah, 56. And yesterday it rained all day. So it was cold and wet, and here in the bayou it doesn't get absorbed
Wow.
there.
I just looked at the weather for this week and it's gonna be 81 on Christmas.
Ooh,
I'm so jealous.
congratulations.
I'm so fucking.
81?
Our high is 40. It's 39 right now. It was 26 when I walked the dog this morning.
Hell to the no, no.
I
I
am
don't want to know
jealous.
what that's like
Also, why I'm glad I don't have dogs, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
because they need, damn, they
yeah.
need that.
Ooh.
Nope.
Well, I can't believe this year is over, pretty much.
Yeah,
Wild.
crazy.
I feel like this was a good year for me.
What was good about it?
I feel like I've had a lot of growth, personal growth, right? I feel like I let go of a lot of things and situations that I didn't align with anymore. Like I left my job, I left friendships, and now my job that I have is fulfilling in a sense that I'm pouring into my community and the future of my community and pouring into the underserved, the underrepresented. And so I feel like I am walking in my purpose in that sense. Um, my last job, I was working with the LGBTQ population. And so I was still, working with the underrepresented, and giving them the help and the care that they deserve. And I wasn't fulfilled
Mm-hmm.
because I am just so passionate about mental health and breaking that stigma in the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
This feels so much better. And I hate that I drive an hour to go there when I pass all these other schools and I look around and I'm like, what I obviously I can offer anyone anything, but it wouldn't fulfill me the same way that it does pouring into my black students.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that was a big change. Really coming into myself and like I've always been a confident person. I've always been someone who, was just gonna be who I am, but I feel very good about the person I am, and how I present myself in all situations. So I just really feel like there's been so much growth, seeing keeping a kid alive for a whole year,
Absolutely.
seeing her grow and develop and have such a happy life. Um, I've been able to grow my private practice. Like I have 8 clients and have a job, you know. So it's just been very good for me in that regard. I've gotten some amazing friendships, gotten so close to some amazing people that pour into me, that I don't have to ask anything. They just do. Make me feel like a priority, which is something that was missing in a lot of my past friendships and things like that. And so I feel like this year has just been great. I've traveled, like I've had experiences, I've worked out. I feel like I really came into myself as a mom, really settling into how I want my life to look.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I definitely also have had depression. Okay, let's talk about it. Because it wasn't all peaches and creams and bubblegum and all that. Like it was given depression. And I was able to work through that and implement the tools that I know will help me to feel better,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so I don't want to make it seem like it's just been perfect because, honey, it's been a couple times out the year that I was like, what the fuck? I'm not your strongest soldier.
Get up off me, please.
Please.
Oh
You
man.
know, but that is the beauty that those days don't last as long and they are not all that I recall of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And that's the growth for me because in the past it would have been like I was depressed as fuck this year. Okay, I ain't lose no weight, but it's like I still worked out. It's just about my mindset. You see that mindset change?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about, honey. Because I know that I'm not gonna be perfect, and
Right.
that's not the expectation.
Right.
The expectation is intentional, and that was my word this year. I don't know if we shared that.
Word for 2022.
Yeah.
Word. What's your word for 23? Or do you have one yet?
My word for 23, huh? I guess would be like breakthrough,
Mm.
Mm.
like breaking through the self-imposed barriers, right? Taking charge of the things that I want to see, getting my practice like running better, like having a breakthrough because it's grown, right? But I need to get some things in place so that I don't feel like I'm working too hard,
Mm.
you know? And so just using all the tools and the things that I've learned this year to really help me propel myself into the place I want to be next year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, America?
So my words, I had two words for 2022, and they were ease and alignment. Um, and I forgot that until I went back to something I posted on Instagram, December 31st of last year. But for me, 2021 was about detachment and overflow, and 2022 was ease and alignment. I'm just gonna read y'all what I wrote, and then I'm gonna talk about it.
Okay.
So I wrote, well, the end of what I wrote is everything I desire flows to me with ease. This ease allows for alignment and vice versa, so this seems to be the best way for me to flow into the new year. I want to be clear that this ease doesn't mean easy, but it means I'm going to do the work without the pressure.
Mm.
And I think that overall, that's what 2022 looked like for me. It was ease. Usually, I'm very like, I'm gonna do this, this, and this by this date, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and I gotta do this. And this year was like, bitch, I'm here. And
Right.
like, what happens is gonna happen. If it feels good, I'm gonna do it. If it don't, I'm not. Or I'm gonna pay attention to the fact that it doesn't feel good, so that I can do something different the next time. And I think with that, one of the things that I gave myself permission to do this year was I gave myself permission to pivot as I saw fit.
Mm-hmm.
So typically I would show up and do a bunch of things that I didn't want to do because I had committed to it or because I made a decision that I was going to do it. And I didn't do that in the same way this year. There probably were some things maybe here and there that I still went through and did, even if I didn't want to. But it was very far and few in between. And if I didn't do it because I didn't want to, it was more of like a I just don't feel like it right now, not a I don't want to do it. And so I really allow for the space for me to get curious this year. Anxiety is relative, well, I guess not really new for me. The somatic experience of anxiety
Mm-hmm.
is new for me. The rest of it I'm used to. Um, but the physical part of it is very new. And so that has been something that I've been working to navigate this year. And so it's literally been I'm going to try whatever I need to try. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, when I assess it in a week or two, bitch, I'm going to try something else. Like I'm not going to keep doing what I know isn't working just to keep doing it. And so I think that just really transitioned or that went into everything that I did. I set a certain schedule at the beginning of the year as far as clients. When I realized that wasn't working, I changed it. So I changed my hours. Hey, ain't no more this time and this time, baby. I'm gonna see you before this. And I did it because that's what I needed to do. And like the people feel the way maybe, and that's okay. We can hold space for that, but this is what I need to do for myself.
Yeah.
Um, so just doing that more, I think I had a lot of realizations and an increased level of awareness this year, particularly around friendships. Yeah, particularly around friendships and understanding like what works for me, what doesn't. Um, Being clear on who's for me versus who's not, and also what is the story I'm telling myself. Does this person really not like me or really not
Right.
fucking me? Or is it something else that's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then giving myself permission to pay more attention to the evidence versus what my mind is telling me was
Yeah.
really important this year. So who can I give the benefit of the doubt to based on what they're showing me, and then who can I say, bitch, be blessed? So I think that has been a lot of that for me this year, and so that's going to be helpful moving into 2023 because I feel like I've cleared up some space there that I can now do other things with.
Perfect.
Nice.
I love that, giving yourself that grace because it's so easy to not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I'm critical as fuck. Like, not like my clients, oh, you're so beautiful. Yeah, to you, it's easy for me to do it for you, but in my head, I'd be like, bitch, not for towards them, but like, bitch, towards
Right.
myself.
Yeah.
Right.
So this year was like, okay, I'm telling you to be compassionate and love on yourself and give yourself a chance to breathe. I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
lead by example.
Right.
So that was nice. I ain't feel like a hypocrite, so that was nice.
Awesome. And what
Nice.
about you, Jasmine?
My word for 2022 was flourish, and I am going to keep that for 23. Um, a big thing for me was turning 30 in June
Mm-hmm.
and what that meant for me, what that looked like, all the bullshit in my 20 something, shedding that. Um, and so I giving myself the grace that experiencing grief put a hindrance in what my flow of growth, what I thought it looked like. So now that I am aware of the physicality that grief takes, the emotional toll, the day to day, the waves, taking that with me, and I'm going to hold on to flourish. I'm really just going to change the two on my vision board to a three, and we're just going to keep it going. Yeah, that's a big one for me. Big thing that I want to do is get my body moving again. Um, I know in my sadness and my depression, I get stagnant. And I wasn't a stagnant child. I was out, riding my bike, climbing trees, dancing, doing stuff. So the fact that I'm not getting my ass into a tree, but the fact that I don't do those things as an adult, um, there's some correlation there, right? Getting back to the things I enjoy doing, reading more, creating more. I have a painting that I've been working on since the beginning of this year and it's still not done. So, yeah, just kind of getting back into myself. Um, I think that once I open my heart back up, somebody's son is going to trying to snatch up this blessing.
I know that's right.
So, like, shout out to, man.
Yeah. Sorry, I was.
So yeah, so I really want to a big thing for me in 2022 was what does 30-year-old Jasmine, right? I've spent all this time focusing on my womanhood. What does it now look like and feel like to implement that? And so going into this year, it's like not so much thinking about it. It's like I am a woman. This is my life. Yeah, there's things that I want for myself in this decade. So there's no better time than to start getting some balls rolling than now. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say that we should take a brief intermission to refill our shot glasses, and I will play some music for the people so that we can also have our Apple Replay slash Spotify Wrapped ready for them so we can just take a look at what kind of vibe we were in this year. Okay. Jingle bells, bells on the scale, fish scale, same color egg. Tryna duck the fish, just bust a nigga head, cause these niggas try to play with my breath. Jingle bells, motherfucker 12, I'ma drop a bag on your head. The niggas won't tell, and we left no shells, it's a dead man sleep in your bed. Jingle, jingle, I'm Chris Kringle, tryna step my chips, tall like fingers, the work came dog, cause the price got cheap.
I was up here dancing for the people.
You better get the people a show.
I realized my first one I put ice and lime juice in it and I didn't bring that with me to my desk. So here we go.
You put lime juice in your shot?
Yeah. I am a tequila girl. I told you I'm transitioning into vodka. Okay. This is
If you're gonna go from tequila, okay. We'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
all right. All right. Don't read me for my life. Okay.
I wasn't going to.
Cheers.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that hits different.
Jasmine said, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, different. Yeah, different. Yeah, different.
So I just did a new one, a new Apple replay,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do the albums. So it says I listened to 5,058 minutes of Beyonce.
Wait, where do you get that statistic from? Because now I'm curious.
Type in Apple Replay.
Oh, I use Spotify.
Oh, dude, then Spotify rap
Let me see.
5,000 minutes of Beyonce, 2,265 minutes of Smino,
Mm,
1,300 minutes of Kendrick Lamar,
I fuck with it.
1,100 minutes of Drake, 1,000 minutes of Megan, and that's my top five. For albums, yeah, this is what's funny. Renaissance album came out July 28th, I think. 1,241 plays. And I need to know the breakdown. Like, what do they mean that I to the album that many times? Like, that seems crazy.
I mean, there are no skips. So in my mind, that's
Right.
the times you ran through that album.
Okay. All right. And then I have Love for Rent by Smino, which just came out. 315 plays.
Mm.
And then SZA literally just came out. And she number three for 118 plays. Now, how?
She came out after the wrap up, didn't she?
Yes.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, now how? How? And then it's Kendrick Lamar's album. And then Gracie's Corner. Tell me you're a mom without telling me you're a mom.
That's funny.
Gracie's Corner. Good
Because
girl.
she
So,
crying, and I
what,
thought I had Gracie on.
what was your top song then?
My top song was Cozy by Beyonce
Mm.
because that song really makes me feel like that bitch reminds me who I am. You know, I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm cozy with who I am. I love myself. Goddamn, cozy. You still ain't listened to the album, America.
I haven't.
I would like to get your hands right here.
I need you to run it one time, America. Just run it one time. And 1,200 plays later, you'll understand.
Right.
That's funny.
Okay.
So what's y'all's top five? What was the vibe for your year?
Songs or albums? I'll do both.
Do both.
Okay.
Okay. Top five songs. Lord have
Oh wait,
mercy.
I didn't do my five songs. I just did my one song.
Okay, do all five.
Okay. So one, Cozy Beyonce. Two, Energy Beyonce. Three, Cut It Beyonce. Four, I Am by Baby Tate. And
Oh,
five,
Oh, I am I am that bitch. I am that.
I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am
Thank
rich.
you.
I am that
I am
bitch.
that bitch. Okay.
Go get my bag, and I am not gonna take your shit. Yeah,
We
every
love
day.
to hear that.
What's your top five? Top five. Top five.
oh Lord.
Okay, so top five songs. Number one is Ungrateful, Meg the Stallion featuring Key Glock.
Okay.
Which is really interesting because in that song she talking about friendship and niggas
Oh,
lucky that she not because she could be playing in these bitches' faces and hurting their feelings and she not. So
so
I
that
thought that was
okay.
very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Something.
no- yeah, like number two, Pussy Power, Drake and Gunna. Baby, I don't know what it was about that, but that damn song had me in a chokehold. This is where it get a little interesting, and I would like to fight because I don't think this is correct. But My third song is "Wait for You," Drake and Future and your girl. But I think it's because I like hearing her sing, and I think I kept listening to it because of Tim's, not because of them niggas, but whatever.
They play that song here every hour on the hour, and I'm
Yeah.
sick of it.
Number 4 is Pressurelicious, so Megan and Future.
Okay.
Notice the theme there. And number 5 is Put That Pussy on Me. Okay.
Put
Ooh.
that pussy on me. Don't. Put that pussy on me. Don't.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was. I'm so old. I was
Oh,
thinking. I went way back. I was like, "Now, won't you put that pussy on me?"
oh no, not that was this one.
All right.
You talking about nasty song? I want you to put that pussy on me.
Who took it back to college at the fairgrounds?
Oh, not at the fairgrounds.
Right, I was about to say that.
Hey, you better put that pussy on me. Hey, you better put that pussy on me. Ain't gonna say a word. I know you fuck with my little homie, bitch. Put that pussy on me like a hoodie in the wintertime. Socks on, sweating like a springtime.
Okay.
A
So that
little
was
jam.
my number 5.
In the wintertime. Socks on,
So yeah.
like a springtime.
So yeah, that's my top 5 songs.
Mm.
Top 5 artists: Drake. Okay. Drake, Megan, Future, Nipsey,
Period.
Migos.
Mm.
Um, Top albums: Megan, Certified Lover Boy, Drip Season, I guess because I kept playing P Power. Victory Lap is number 4, which is so funny because damn, that says a lot too.
It does.
And then number 5 is Summer Walker, Over It.
Interesting.
It is because bitch, are you in 2022 or not?
I don't really listen to Summer Walker. I think
Oh
I
my-
miss when I didn't know about people like
Yeah,
celebrities. Like I
mhm,
miss that
yeah,
unknowing because it's like, why were you
yeah,
fitting your newborn child up?
right. And what?
Yeah.
There's a lot of whys there. Um, but I think I chose to separate myself from that because that album is
I really, I haven't listened to it. I'm not even gonna hold you. I haven't.
top tier. Like,
Mm.
and that came out what 2018.
And I think also with her like lackadaisical performances, it was
Yeah,
just like
it's giving very half-assed. I don't want to be here.
it is.
Um,
And she says it's social anxiety, which all right. And
maybe.
this is your job.
Yeah,
So what you gonna do?
Yeah.
yeah.
Does she sound the same on the record when she performs?
From what I've heard of the live, it's like yeah, she got a voice on her. Like
Okay.
the
That I can fuck
she
with.
got a voice. She really does. It's just the rest of
I'm
it
not
is
a doorknob, but
weird. The rest of it's weird as shit. But it's something about Over It. I don't know if it's because London was producing and they was going through what they was going through. I don't know, but that album is low key top tier. And I'm not even an R&B girly, as you can tell, but top tier.
I'm a mixed girly. I like it all.
Mm.
Clearly, I'm a throw that ass girl.
You a thug at.
Mm.
Throw that ass, throw that
What would
ass.
I do without my baby?
Definitely my shit. Because Charlie B-More was that bitch. Okay, I loved her.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to say to the listeners, if your Spotify or Apple playlist top 5 songs are not all from Renaissance, we are not the same.
We are not the
Right?
same.
Well,
You're a Martian.
Fuck shit else.
Oh,
you know, mind my business.
Right. My top 5 are my number 1 song, Heated. And let me tell you, because I be in here like boom, 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 clap.
eat it.
Um,
10 across the
all of it, all of it. I've been low key trying to find where the Houston underground scene is because I'm trying to be in there with the club kids.
Yeah.
So
I'm so sorry. You know she can't. Well, she didn't come out here, but she had a club Renaissance out here this last weekend with the horse and all that.
you know what? I saw videos and it looked like LA was kind of trying to be cute. because I would have been out there twirling, flipping, and dipping.
Oh no, they were doing that too, and I
Oh,
know the DJ. I'm
oh,
like, bruh, I wish I would have signed up because I would
oh,
have getting my life.
there. Yes, edge is sweated. Um, I, for me, heated, especially because she's shouting out her uncle. I feel like it's a song that
Mhm.
celebrates losing someone that's so close to you and like
Mhm.
that grief. So for me, it was, I think that's why it's my number one. Because it's like, you know what? She lost her uncle tragically, suddenly, someone close. And like, that's what I've been struggling with this year. And
Mhm.
yet, and still, and I've been saying this, like, what breaks my heart is that my cousin won't be here for some of the happiest days that I have in front of me. Um, but this art for me, it encapsulates that, right? Like he wasn't there for all the triumphs, but here's this song, and like we're still gonna celebrate and like boom 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 boom, all that. So I think that's why that's like my number one. And really just to run it like heated, break my soul, alien superstar, energy, I'm that girl.
Period.
Top five. And then surprisingly, Lady Gaga's Chromatica is in there for me too. And
Wait.
my black sisters. If I know a lot of us aren't Lady Gaga fans, I
Wait a
am.
minute.
I
Hold
like
on.
I don't know her current music.
Yeah, but back in the day, bitch,
But Beyonce when she was rah rah
I'm not
bitch, I was over there like
correct.
I'm
Yeah, she was that bitch low key. She really,
done.
yes.
I'm
And
done.
that little run that her and Beyonce had together.
because they killed fucking video.
Yes.
She was mad, bling bling.
Yes. So I am, if there's any fan group that I'm gonna like put a label on, I would say I'm a little monster. So this year,
Really?
yeah, I've been a fan
You're not in the Beehive?
oh 09. I feel like because I'm a black girl from Houston and I grew up on Destiny's Child, it's a given. Am I hopping on the internet, fighting with y'all about Blue Ivy's edges?
I'm
No.
not doing that. No, no.
Right. But when it
I'm
comes
not
to
doing that for no one though. Like
right, I'm a ride for well, true, true. I'm not doing that for Gaga either. But um yeah, I would say yeah, because the two artists that I've seen the most of have been Beyonce and Lady Gaga in concert. So this year, the reason why Chromatica is still on there is this year I went to her Chromatica ball twice. I ended up getting screwed. Somebody was going to go with me. I bought tickets on my credit card. It was a whole thing that didn't go. Anyway, but I ended up going with two really close friends of mine. And one friend, 2020, when this album came out, I mean, if you are someone that can listen to music and you like to dance, but you like the the lyrics behind it, Chromatica is she's writing about depression. She's like my favorite song on that album is Free Woman, which is her feeling free after her sexual assault. I don't need a man holding my hand. I don't need all the answers, but I'm just like all these songs, you're dancing to them because they're all kind of but then you listen to the words and it's like, oh, this motherfucker is talking about anxiety, depression, prescription drug addiction, getting over all of that, overcoming it, not giving a fuck what people think about you or say about you, which is what Babylon is. For me, listening to those and realizing I was dancing despite my pain really got me through 2020 when that concert came around. Lady Gaga concerts are like one of my favorite places to be because,
really?
yeah, just the energy, the gaze, the dancing, her fucking screaming, dance, you motherfuckers. And you're just like, fuck yeah. Like, it's just.
Bitch, I'm not gonna pay you for you to be
Because for me, it's like you white. I'm not.
yeah, so you're not gonna call me too many motherfuckers before I'm white.
Hey, it's all of us, right? She's not calling me nigga.
I'm not.
That's how I would hear it. I hear her saying nigga.
I heard
Okay,
nigga.
I heard nigga.
No.
Dance for me, nigga.
That's what I hear. It's a
Lord,
no.
no, because it's, I mean, the crowd in there is mostly gay people, right?
Mm.
So
Okay.
it's mostly like when you go to her shows, I've been going since '09, right when she dropped Bad Romance, right before she was doing
Mm.
That was my
Baby.
shit.
And my mom, my high school sweetheart bought me a ticket for Christmas. And then I bought my mom's concert ticket. And so I went with my mom to a Lady Gaga concert. And Bad Romance had just came out. And when I tell you that shit felt like a party
Mm.
in a venue that I had gone to see the Nutcracker every Christmas for as a kid. And I was like, and I remember looking over and my mom is fucking jumping up and down with her monster claw. And I was just like this
I
is
remember.
liberating. It's like Lady Gaga concerts for me are liberating. I can go, I dance, I'm drinking whiskey. There have been times
I
I'm
love
throwing glitter
Bobby.
up in the air. Most of the times I'm with my gay crew, like all my friends. So I really enjoy it. So this year, I went to her concert twice with two
Yeah.
people. And so that's why those songs are still in my top. So after Beyonce comes Chromatica, that Persuasion. She's so persuasive, that marijuana. That's me too.
You're gonna have to send that to me because
Oh
I.
yeah.
Let me tell you, I haven't checked for Lady Gaga since Bad Romance, that
Yeah.
era.
Okay.
Video song,
I
all
have
of that. Yeah.
Okay.
I just went to her Apple Music and I was like, bitch, what is all this?
Yeah. No idea.
Things have happened since Bad Romance, guys.
Okay. Yeah,
Um, yeah.
I figure, but yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to all the black girls who listen to pop music. Yeah.
I used
It's
to until I started realizing white women didn't like me. And then I stopped listening to pop music. But I would love to come back because it was a beautiful time.
it's
I
you
just
and
couldn't get
Tunde.
out my head.
Yeah. But I also noticed, like, especially looking back at my recap, like, I don't listen to a lot of rap music unless it's like you know, talking about some shit. Because a lot of it to me, when I listen to the lyrics, is like relive trauma. And so it's like they're using these tracks to vent. And the whole time I'm listening to your story, and I'm like, I could just go to therapy. Like,
Hmm.
there's one
Do
song
you
that,
listen to LA rappers?
not really. Send me some.
Okay.
Put me
You listen
on.
to Kendrick? Kendrick would count. Do
Like
you listen to Kendrick?
Kendrick is in there. Kendrick is in there.
Kendrick,
Um,
Nick,
yeah, I
Don
really,
Kennedy,
I love me.
Absol.
But you know what? I haven't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I fuck with Don Kennedy, but I haven't listened to his shit since like.
Well, he just put out something that was cool, and somebody from my high school was on the album, so
Hmm,
I gotta support.
because all I know is your girl got a cute face, her friend got a nice body. It up red body. We're trying to have fun. That was the shit.
Was is yes. Okay, so that one, Lady Gaga was what number on yours?
She was right after Beyonce, so she's like 6, and then
Okay.
it flips up. Um, yeah, she's number 6. I didn't save my albums. I only saved what my top songs were, and I don't think Spotify's let me go back and get my because now I want to know like what my stats were.
Mm.
How many times did I listen to this shit?
Yeah, because that shit was crazy. I said, "What do
Yeah.
you mean?"
I will say this: if Beyonce doesn't get Album of the Year with Renaissance,
It's racist.
then it's like it's fucking rigged. And I think I've read some stuff of why she hasn't put the visuals out. So some people are saying she's doing like a 3D thing, and maybe that's like taking a long time.
Wow.
Like the visuals are
But
going to be.
we don't see it in 3D though.
But part of me feels like she's holding these visuals so that the Recording Academy has to recognize the album and not like trying to differentiate, is it a visual album? Is it this? Is it that? She's just putting the music out. And if y'all don't give her album of the year, y'all on some bullshit. And watch, like, if it were me, I would
Because
drop the visuals Grammy night.
it's literally cracked. Like I told y'all I was listening to SZA album and I was like, damn, I don't feel better. But I put it on Beyonce's album and I was like, these motherfuckers ain't stopping me. These motherfuckers ain't stop.
Like out the gate. Yeah. Come on, America.
Come on, America. America.
Yes. And you know what's crazy? I've seen
Yeah.
her. I think I told you this
Hold
before.
on. Because there is a song called America Has a Problem.
I saw that.
And the problem is you haven't listened to this album.
I mean, too short. And I don't know what it is. I've seen her in concert more than I've seen anybody else. So what my issue is here, I don't know. I really don't. It's almost like when Scandal came out, I didn't watch it at first because everybody was talking about it. I feel like I'm one of those. Like if every time I scroll, I gotta see somebody.
Okay,
So I don't want to listen.
That makes sense.
To go now. So
And I still see it all day, up and through the
it's
timelines.
a good ass album, so you should just pull it up.
Okay.
Here, I'll play it for us.
So you want to play? You can play. I don't know. I want to listen.
It's gonna come on. No, seriously, Renaissance is on my vinyl player right now. I was
No,
like,
me too.
it's like on my vinyl right now.
I literally started the day off playing it.
Yeah. And then I get annoyed because there's so many pieces to it, right? You got to pull the record out of this sleeve and that sleeve. Girl, just give me the music.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah, love it.
So I think with our music recap, we can see kind of what some themes were for our year, what some things we were working on. And so I want to just share this post that was posted yesterday. Lessons from 2022 to bring into 2023. Your growth comes first. Be intentional with your time. That's not what I thought it was. This is not what I thought it was. I'm like, what is he talking about? This is not it.
Reverse.
No, maybe it is that. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna just keep reading it. Your growth comes first. Be intentional with your time. Forcing things does not work. Being kind supports your peace. Hang out with revitalizing people. Let consistency help your flourishing. Remember the progress you have made. Slow things down when your mood is low. People pleasing hurts your mental health. Seeking perfection hinders your progress, and you cannot make everyone understand you. And when I saw that, I said, those are the lessons that I really have learned this year. Um, at the end of the day, I'm never going to put myself into another position where I feel the need to go back into ways that I used to respond, cussing people out, like having these big blowouts. Like, I'm not going to let you take me back there because I've worked too hard to come out of that place. And so keeping that in mind, and maybe you get a text message that irritates the fuck out of you, and you just want to say, bitch. A lesson I learned this year, I don't have to respond. I don't have to respond right away. If this is someone that I feel deserves a response, then I will take a second to really check in with myself and make sure I'm not like projecting shit onto it, right? And think about how I want to communicate my wants, needs, and expectations before just responding. Because in the past, when I was younger, when I was depressed, like I would just respond first thing that came to mind. And oftentimes that is coming from a place of hurt. And so that is so true. Being intentional with your time, I can't stress it enough. Not to say that y'all don't have, not to say that y'all have more time because y'all are not parents. I chose to be a parent. And so I have to be intentional about my time. When I'm with Janae, I'm with Janae. I'm not trying to be checking videos, TikToks. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm here with my kid. Um, if I don't have time and I'm making time to hang out with you, like, it has to make sense. I can't be leaving our hangout wondering if we're friends. Like that,
Mhm.
it doesn't make sense to me.
No.
Which leads into the forcing things doesn't work.
Hmm.
I'm not about to force you to be my friend. If
Right.
I've told you these things bother you and you choose not to do anything about it, you have let me know that you don't give a fuck. And so
Right.
I'm also not going to give a fuck, and I'm not going to try and force a friendship on you that you obviously don't want.
Right.
I'm not
Hmm.
doing it, especially when I have ease in my relationships. And so I am intentional with my time there. Those
Hmm.
people get my time because I know that if I need them, they're there,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
vice versa.
Hmm.
Being
I,
kind to oh, sorry.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that it also says being kind supports your peace, which brings me to my work shit, right? Because y'all know
Mhm.
I've had issues with the people at my job. And so
Mhm.
I realized that I was taking it personally. And so I took off those lenses and I looked around and I was like, oh no, this nigga is raggedy with everyone.
Mhm.
It's
Hmm.
not just me.
Right.
And so instead of like going out of my way to be rude or, finding something cruel to say, I'm just like, I'm going to kill him with kindness. I'm still not doing your job, but I'm not going to be rude about
Mhm.
it. And so that has really changed how I'm doing at my job, how I feel going there. Because y'all know a couple of months ago, I was like, bitch, I'm ready to get. I don't
Yeah.
want this.
Mhm.
What are you going to say, America?
I forgot. Um, read the first one for me one more time. The first reminder. I think it was
Your
the first
growth
one.
comes first.
Oh no, that sparked what I was gonna say though. The one around not responding and you were like, you're not gonna get me out of pocket because I worked really hard
That is
to.
it. Your growth, yeah.
Okay. And I think that's really important. And for the people listening, I just want to make sure that we're clear that protecting your peace in that moment doesn't mean suppressing how you feel.
Talk about it.
It doesn't mean ignoring the feeling in efforts to be the bigger person. When we're talking about anxiety, a lot of times anxiety is because we have a lot of suppressed and pent up emotions. And so if you are somebody who has been rah rah and you are actively working to not be rah rah or not be reactive and you're learning to be more responsive, it can feel like, okay, well, I've been reactive. So instead, I'll just swallow how I feel. And I think it's really important that we highlight that that's not what that means. It means allowing yourself to feel the feels and also being able to manage your response. It's not ignoring the emotion because there's nothing wrong with the emotion. We always want to work to fix the behavior or adjust the behavior. And so knowing that that isn't about ignoring it, it's not about acting like shit don't bother you or it's okay, it don't matter, knowing that it does fucking matter. But like really getting curious about what's happening and allowing yourself the space to process it. Because I think I fell into that. I used to be very rah rah rah. You say some shit I don't like, I'm going to cuss you the fuck out. I'm gonna let you know how I feel because what you mean.
Got me fucked up.
And as I've gotten older, it's been much more like, okay, yeah, no, I'm just gonna let it go. It's cool, like it's fine. And I do have a belief that like a lot of people I don't have to check because the universe has checked them and will continue to check them. So I don't have to. But then also after that, knowing that there's an additional step, and that a step is allowing yourself to process what has happened. So just making sure we all holding space for that.
And I
As
just,
we move forward.
Young Pueblo got another one for that.
You
So
and
it's
who?
Young Pueblo.
I can't. Okay, good.
Said Quavo. I was like, what he do?
I thought you said Quavo. So I was like, not Quavo. Mia.
Pueblo.
Rest in peace, take off.
He's always
Okay.
he's always got some good shit. So he said, saying less is incredibly helpful. Every thought is not valuable. Every feeling does not need to be voiced. What is often best is slowing down to spend time developing a clearer and more informed perspective. Ego rushes and reacts, but peace moves intentionally and gently.
Mm. Peace moves intentionally and gently.
Okay.
Mm.
So,
With it.
yes. What are some other lessons that we've learned this year?
I would say for me, I've learned really just giving myself grace. A lot of my adulthood, especially around mental health, you know, when you get stuck or you're working through or processing your shit, there's still that inner voice that's like, you're lazy, you're junky, you're this, you're that. Um, so for me, it was giving myself grace where it's like, okay, I'm not junky. Yeah, I am depressed and like I'm not cleaning up behind myself because I'm sad, because I'm grieving. So, what are we going to do? Gave myself X amount of time to, fix the issue, change my surroundings. Didn't happen. So it's like, okay, bet, budget in and made. And then having to get over the stigma of like, why do I need to pay someone to come clean my one bedroom apartment?
Yeah.
And it's like, but I'm telling y'all that feeling of the first time I did it when I walked in from work, I cried.
Yeah.
I cried at the fact that my
Mhm.
visual reminders of how I was feeling the
Mhm.
night before or 2 days ago were no longer in front of me.
Mhm.
Cried. And
Mhm.
so now a cleaning service is a part of my budget.
Right,
Uh,
period.
and so giving myself the grace of like, you know what? Fuck the bullshit. This is what works for me. This is what I need right now. Um, yeah, and giving myself that. So I think that that goes into how does my life look for myself and not for others.
Mm,
Another big thing for me this year was taking a leave of absence from school. I had written an 18-page research paper on specifically on suicide rates in Houston post 2020,
Hmm.
and to now be a family that's impacted by suicide. It's like I now my vantage point is different. It's I'm not objectively researching these things now.
right.
Hmm.
Um, so taking this step away from school in order to heal,
Mhm.
uh, I already now in mid December feel better about going back to school this next semester,
Good.
um, versus putting myself like I knew I wasn't going back in November. It just didn't make sense. It was his birthday. It was the holidays starting, and so telling myself like, oh, I'm only gonna take one session off. No, motherfucker. If you need two, take two.
Right.
Right.
It's my life. It's my timeline. That's a big thing for me. It's my timeline, not my parents' timeline.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, it's my timeline, and at the end of the day, it's my fucking debt.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So, like, if you're not gonna help me pay this debt, then sit down and let me do this on my time,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is wholeheartedly the expectation. So those are the big two things, which really just harkens back to that inner voice and curbing that. That's helped me grow this year and really just claiming, like reclaiming my time, reclaiming like this is how I'm doing my life.
Exactly. And not feeling the need to
Ex-
like explain it right or make it digestible for other people. Like this is how I choose to live my life, and you can do what you choose to.
yeah.
Your opinions are great for you to keep to yourself.
Which I think is so important, especially when we're talking about living life on our own terms. So, Jasmine, you mentioned being in a one bedroom apartment and having somebody clean your house. And no, I almost told my business. Okay, so I was just gonna say I think it's just so interesting.
Love America.
I know, right? But I just think it's so interesting. Like many of us feel so much shame and like discomfort when we do what works for us. And
Right.
people will try to make you feel like shit because okay, I'm in this house. It's me and this dog. Cool. I hired a cleaner, so somebody to come do the same thing. People were like, why would you spend money on having somebody to come clean? It's just you. It's just the dog. Like, what's the problem? What's the issue? Bitch, I'm working 12 hours a day. And the time, and I found myself being like, well, the time that it takes me to clean the bedrooms and to clean the living room and to do this and to clean the kitchen, like that's the time I could have done a note or that's the time I could have saw a client. And I was like trying to over explain why it was something that I wanted to do. And then I remember being like, bitch, I made this money. If I was to hire 84 cleaners in this bitch and they come every fucking 5 minutes of the day, they can't.
Because naked while they doing it. That's my prerogative.
Right? And I don't want to do it. And I have bust my ass, regardless if you bust your ass or not, but I bust my ass to get to a point of somebody can come do it. That's not a bad thing. And while they do it, hey girl, because we was friendly, and I say was because I ain't called sis and been doing it myself like a fucking crazy because I started feeling odd feelings around it because
allowing outside.
Why are you doing that? You could do it. Why you should do it?
And let me tell you, my husband told me the other day, oh, I think if we get to this point where like we can just both like just do that, then we can save this money. Well, first and foremost, I never asked you to give me money for this. This is what I said I was going to do for myself. Because I don't have a lot of time. I don't want to spend the time that I do have with my family cleaning the house.
Right.
So that's great. But I am able to. And so she's going to be here every 2 weeks. Period.
Yeah. No, straight up. Yeah. What I did, so I was also the person that would like clean the house. There's also black folks and they shame. Yep. Clean the house before the house.
Before, period. I just got done. The fuck?
So what I did because I found myself doing it and I was like, you know what, fuck that. So I took out one of my notepads and just left them a note. And then I put in like for my first clean, which needed to be like 6 hours or some crazy shit like that. I put in there, I was like, look, I'm grieving. This is what you're walking into. And these are the areas that I need you to pay most attention to.
Right.
And so what it does is it takes the extra off my plate.
Right.
So I just got to worry about like the litter boxes and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's really both of them 15 minutes in and out, you know? It's just, it's taking something off your plate.
Exactly.
And allowing yourself, once you work hard enough to get into a place where you can afford it, let your money take care of you or let yourself take care of yourself. Yeah, I canceled the cleaning lady during this break because I'm like, oh, well, I'll be home. And I'm looking around today and I'm like, damn, I wish she would have came last week. But I'm going to let that slide. You know what I mean? Because now I see it. What the issue is that I'm not cleaning up after myself like I know I should. You know what I mean? If you finish something, just put it in the dishwasher, motherfucker, instead of letting it sit.
Sorry.
This is the argument that I have with myself. Okay. I'm just using this platform.
I feels like shit. Because when you said that, I heard that conversation. And it was like, yeah, you should, but like shit says who? Who says that you was supposed to do all of this shit in between the things? Let's say you was cooking before we started the podcast and you had to hurry up and be here by a certain time. That might mean it's shit in your dishes, you in your sink. You're not gonna be able to clean up every fucking time you do something. And sometimes if you doing something boom, 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 boom throughout the day, you're not gonna have the space to clean up, and that's okay.
See, I'm not a boom, boom, boom. I'm a binge watch some anime and the shit's still not done type of boom, boom.
But that's you still doing something, so that's okay. You're doing something that feels better to you than cleaning the fuck up would. Because
Right.
cleaning isn't therapeutic for everybody.
Not for
No.
everyone.
And I wish I was that girl, but I'm not. I'm not that girl.
That's
Right.
okay. You know
Yeah.
how many people I know that's like in our age range that's still scared to use a dishwasher because they was
Oh,
taught not to use a
That's all
dishwasher?
you.
I use that shit every day, all day.
Cascade it down.
You just
Run it
finished,
back.
and I can't wait to go put the rest of them in there.
Right.
But there's so many people that are like,
Yeah.
we're bound by these chains of like, as Black women, we're not supposed to do this, and we're supposed to keep the house immaculate. You can lick the fucking floor, and you can do all of this at all times. And the reality is,
If you want to.
No fucking floor.
right?
Don't do it.
And what the fuck happens is up to you after you do
Up
it.
to you, honey.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I think also with like social media, TikTok especially, and all these aesthetics, like they make it seem like your house has to be immaculate all the time. Like, yes, you have children, but it shouldn't look like you have children. And it's like, no, my kid lives here, and you're
Right.
gonna see that, and that's
Right.
okay. You know.
What kills me is there's one influencer, she makes like the same video, the same whatchamacallit, the same audio she uses. But what trips me out is that I've watched enough of them to realize she's not in her home. She's in like the clubhouse or like the leasing entertainment portion
Shut your
of
mouth.
where she must live, right?
Wow.
Or like she's always sitting in a Tesla, but the Tesla's never driving. And I'm like, see, that's making content without like the, you know what I mean? You know? So in my mind, I'm like, what she must be doing is leaving her apartment with her robe on and a mug, and then going down to like the apartment's entertainment kitchenette area and then recording her shit there. You know what I mean? So it always looks clean, it's always on point, but like, yeah.
I saw this thing that said you'd be surprised how many influencers post and influence and it ain't even their fucking house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The internet is not real. And I think for those of us that are real or seek realness or deprived of realness, we find a big contention. So like one of my things that we've talked about just on my personal list is like getting more involved and trying to see like the positive of what social media could be. The big me this year that I've been praying about since losing my cousin is that God puts me in a position to touch the lives I'm meant to touch. And then I landed this teaching job. So now it's like, okay, if I put that energy behind the content creation for our pod and making sure that like the three of us are touching the lives that we're supposed to touch, what would that look like? And you get out there and you're like, oh, okay, so like half of y'all ain't really showing real shit.
Right.
Y'all are bullshitting and like, but people are eating it, you know? So authenticity isn't, the internet is not a breeding ground for authenticity, you know?
I think that's why I appreciate this space so much because I don't be having the time to be here. Right. But I think, oh, that sounds like I was, anyway, I don't be having the time to be here. But I think what I love about this space is the fact that this is an authentic space because you got people, social media, you got people doing podcasts who are therapists and whatever. And like they're not having authentic conversations. They're not showing up as their authentic self.
Right.
And I think that's what makes this different. And this is probably why it's going to take us a minute to really pop if I'm keeping it 100 grand. It's because it's not the psychobabble. It's not the cutesy shit. We're not going to say shit to make you feel good. We're not going to collar you. We're not going to appease you. We're going to have a real ass conversation based on what it is that we have experienced or we're currently experiencing. And so the authenticity and that transparency, I think, is something that's really missing from social media. And when we get back there, oh shit, you're gonna see a lot of different things about people that I think people would never even imagine.
Yeah. The internet's not real, but we are.
Right. That part.
Tagline.
Yeah.
I like that. I support it.
I do too. It's a firm yes. As far as lessons that I've learned this year that I'm gonna bring into next year, I think also just making sure that my self talk is constructive and helpful
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
because there's a way that you can say things to yourself that can either propel you into like some positive vibes or get you down there feeling depressed and
Yep.
just going down that whole thing. And so just making sure that how I speak to myself is in alignment with how I want to feel.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to feel good, why am I going to tell myself, bitch, get up, you fat as fuck, you need to work out? Like, how is that? Oh, I just, so the other day, yesterday, I was talking to my friend Eric, Eric, the baddest therapist.
I'm saying
And
Eric's a therapist, boo.
yes, and we made plans for lunch, and he screenshotted and sent it to me. And he has a reminder every day that says, "Bitch, you're fat. Do some sit-ups." And I was like, I would like to fight for your 6 o'clock appointment. Like, I would like to fight you. And
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "What?" I was like, friend, why do you have to say that like that? Like you could say move your body, get fit,
Mm-hmm.
feel good, without berating yourself. And he's like, it's been like that for years. I'm like, friend, for years you've been telling this to yourself? No.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just about making sure that even those small things, you
Yep.
are taking that opportunity to really pour into yourself in a
Mm-hmm.
positive way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does
I
anyone
bet
else have any other lessons from this year?
I wrote
Mm.
that. I wrote mine down. Um, so one thing that I resonate with is just because I am independent and maybe sometimes hyper independent, it doesn't mean that I have to do things alone. And there are people that are willing to be supportive, to show
Mhm.
up in that way. Even if my brain tells me that they're not.
Right,
Now that ain't gonna be everybody because I'm very clear on that too.
right,
So I think this year has been about figuring out who that is, who those people are, and then being okay with asking or with letting folks know that's what I need in that moment. So that's something that's been really big for me this year. That I think needs to continue to go into 2023. And then I agree with the self-talk too. For the longest, I had a reminder that sounded very similar to Eric's reminder. And then I changed it, I think early this year to God show me just how good things can get. And I don't even read that. I still say, bitch, get your big ass up because we got work to do. Um, and so I think really paying attention to that even more because I noticed like this morning that wasn't my conversation. And I got up at 4:45. Yesterday morning, the conversation sounded like that, and I was in the bed until 9:30. And so it's just like what I tell my clients, like we got to look at life like you're the coach and you're the star player. And if the
right.
coach is berating you and giving you a hard time all the time, eventually you're going to stop showing up from practice. You're not going to perform to the best of your abilities. And eventually you're going to quit the team. And so, much like yours, just making sure that the self talk is where it needs to be. I'm not into the whole like it got to be super positive
It
because
doesn't have
we
to be
human,
super
you know,
positive.
and shit happens, but it needs to sound better than what the fuck it
Right,
sounds.
it does. I tell my clients all the time, it doesn't have to be positive, it has to be helpful.
Exactly.
Or healthy.
Right. Because ask yourself, like, bitch, get the fuck up, get your fat ass up, or whatever Eric said. And this ain't to him. Because
But
mine was similar at one time. So I'm not pointing at him. But
mine
like,
too,
bitch,
mine
is that
too.
help?
How about it? I had an alarm that said that, like, get your
Yeah.
fat ass up,
Bitch,
bitch.
put your fat ass up. Literally, me too. Bitch, now, is this helpful?
Is it?
Because the
Or
first
is
thing
it
you
harmful?
do in the morning at 3, 4, 5 in the morning is
That's the
bitch,
first thing
first of
you
all.
see.
And then
Mm.
get your fat ass up. Bitch, who you talking to?
Yourself.
And that's crazy as fuck.
That
I
is
wouldn't call
crazy.
nobody. Jasmine, I would not call you at 4:45 in the morning. Be like, bitch, get your fat
Get
ass
your
up.
fat ass up.
For real,
Like,
because those are fighting words.
that is rude as fuck.
It's disgusting as fuck too.
It
So like, if
is.
I'm not gonna say that to one of y'all, why the fuck would I say that to myself?
To myself, because honestly, I need to be talking to myself better than I'm talking to anyone else.
As quiet as it's kept. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm with y'all. For me, I what Jasmine read, I wrote down since my word is flourishing for the year.
Mm,
The quote that you read had consistency is the key to flourishing,
mhm.
and that's a big thing for me. Um, yeah, it's just being consistent in it, and I like how America, you were like, God, show me how good things can get. Like
Yeah.
for me, I feel like those are like the two things, right? If I can get out of my own way, and a lot of it is my avoidance is a trauma response. I'm
Mhm.
self aware enough to know that, right? My weight gain is a trauma response. A lot of women that have gone through sexual assaults, even if you don't realize it, putting on weight,
Subconsciously.
stop. Yeah, it's subconscious. It's your way of camouflaging yourself so
Mm-hmm.
that you are no longer sought out by predators.
Right. It's also like how sometimes kids can like pee themselves or
Yep.
like shit on themselves so that that way no one will want to touch them.
Hmm. Yeah. And so for me, recognizing that in myself, and for years I've been like, I'm going to drop the weight, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And my mom has been gentle with me because she's always been like, when you're ready, you'll lose
Mm.
the weight when you're ready. And I'm like, no, 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 this is it. Like, I'm done. Okay. Well, when you're ready, you'll actually do it. And she's been very, um, I was telling her how I was like, man, I think I might like mess around and like cancel Pilates. I was like, because it's a luxury. And she immediately was like, no, it's not. You know what I mean? And I was like, no, fam,
Mm-hmm.
$100 a month, it's a luxury. She was like,
Mama.
it's different. But we were talking about that. And for me, it's the consistency of it. Like, that's the piece. It's me finally, and I hope listeners can get to this. When you finally make the decision to, like, you know what? I'm just going to get out of my own way. I'm going to be consistent and just see what God is going to do. Um, and letting go of those inhibitions and fears. Because for me, I'll start doing something and I'll see progress and I'll be like, ooh. And then I'll just revert back to like what I know keeps me,
Mm. Keep
you
you
know,
safe.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
know, it's really a detriment to me. And you hoes are lucky.
And you know you're lucky because I could have been fucking your niggas in the words of Megan the motherfucking Stallion.
Once I get
Sorry.
my consistency in order, it's over for y'all hoes.
I
That's
get
the
myself disciplined.
correct.
It's done. And that's really honestly why Beyonce is on everybody's necks because that self discipline,
It's next level.
the drive, the just relentless, like, I'm going to go after my dreams. It's on my heart. I'm going to do it. That is what drives all of us crazy about Beyonce.
And
Mm.
that fuels me also because I'm like, after watching Homecoming and just seeing all the work that she put into
Mm-hmm.
putting herself
That was
to
crazy.
where she wants to be for the performance, it was just like, this bitch can do anything. And
Yeah.
this bitch also can do anything. And so allowing that to make me feel good about myself and empower me to go after what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But also don't get caught up in the whole, there's the, Beyonce has the same 24 hours in a day that you do. Don't get caught up in that because Beyonce also has different resources.
She also
Right.
has a chef. She also has a trainer. She also has like
Right.
Yeah. So don't
nannies
get
and
caught up on that. And because that, like, that's how it started for me. Like, oh, we got the same 24 hours. Let me do.
shit.
And then I just run myself ragged. Well, no, it's different. The resources,
Right. The resources are
but
different.
the self discipline, that finding that thing within
They
yourself.
can get non-negotiable. making it non-negotiable is what it sounds like she does. It's like I have to do this
Yeah.
regardless.
Same. Another thing that I remind myself about, Kobe Bryant has a video clip where he talks about the contract between myself is already made. So
Yeah.
if I've already said I'm going to get up and do practice at 5 a.m.,
Mhm.
when 4:30 rolls around, I'm not negotiating that contract.
Right.
And that's something that 2023 I'm going to stop doing, because I'm real quick to be like, hold up, let's go back
Well,
to the.
how about later on? Because you don't got nothing else to do when you get off work, so you could just work out then. And it's like you're not gonna feel like it. So just
Right.
get the fuck up. And that's why I have my pre-workout literally on the side of my bed. If y'all follow me on TikTok, only 178 of y'all do.
I cannot. Not only 178.
But if y'all follow me, then you'll see like I literally the alarm goes off and I'm like take my drugs because there's no time to fucking
Right.
debate.
Right.
Bitch, you need to work out.
Right.
So I take my pre-workout before I can even say like, oh, I'll just do it later. No, you working out because you're not about to be comfortable. This pre-workout about to have you crawling on the ceiling. So get the
Right.
fuck out.
Hilarious.
So what are is there anything that we've started this year that we plan to continue doing in 2023? I plan on continuing with my pre-workout first.
Mhm.
That seems to really be helping. You know, I don't have to wait a long amount of time for it to hit. It's like take off. Oh, I just got sad. Damn, 2022.
Shut up. Rest in peace. I
No,
done said that 3 or 4 times, 2 or 3 times at this point. Shut up. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
prayers for his family too.
What? Okay. Taking it in 2023.
Because you know, whenever I think of New Year's Eve, I always think of Migos, and I think of the Culture album, I believe, with
Mhm.
Bad and Bougie,
Yep.
with Shirt,
Does it sound
with
like I'm left on Bad and Bougie? I think about that every other day. Do it sound like I'm left on Bad and Bougie?
it didn't
Just
sound.
randomly, like I'll be like,
Did y'all ever watch the video for Bad and Bougie?
Yes,
Watch it again. We watched it again the other night, and I had a newfound fucking appreciation.
I'm
And
gonna turn it on right now.
clearly, my top shows that, bitch, I'm a real Migos fan, so I'm not playing. But we watched the video, and I literally, again, was just like, this was everything it was fucking supposed to be. If you were in a club or whatever at that time, you were living your best life.
If you know, you know.
That was the time.
the fact that they had Apple running a commercial with a song about cooking crack in the kitchen, like
The time.
Right.
Oh, fucking goodness, man. Okay,
the
sorry.
shit that's new, like that I've been running back every day, is off of their joint album.
You been listening to Hotel Lobby?
Let me see. It is Bars into Captions.
Okay, I fuck with that too. Okay.
On fucking repeat. And when Takeoff
Mhm.
comes on it, it's just like the way he's like, just, yeah.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's fucking unacceptable.
Lost. Like, yeah.
Okay, what was the question? What we taking in 2023?
Yeah. So I'm gonna continue my dry scoop before anything else in the morning and staying on top of that.
Yeah.
And also tracking because I know that tracking and I'm a very like data in that sense type of person. And so just making sure that I'm hitting my macros and things like that.
Mhm.
And I continue.
So I did that once upon a time, and it was super beneficial. But I also have a very addictive personality, and
Mm-hmm.
so I think for me, 2022, because I was focused on ease and like just doing what feels good, there was a chunk of time where like my only focus was I'm gonna do the workouts that feel good for me, but may not produce the results that I'm used to.
Mm,
So I'm gonna walk this dog, and we're gonna walk for fucking ever because I have a labradoodle that has all of the energy in the world.
right.
And I'm going to when I transition to going back to the gym because we're in a pandemic, or at least I am. Um, when I transitioned into going back to the gym, it was like, okay, I'm right now. I'm just gonna focus on gaining back my muscle mass because while I think I'm around the same weight I was, give or take, at the start of the pandemic, my body looks very different than it did at the start of the pandemic. So knowing that that's much more about composition. So
Mhm.
I think for me, what I'm taking into 2023 is that relates because I know we mentioned body image and body is something that we all are dealing with. And so for me, it's just making sure that I am intentional with the movement of my body in 2023 with the grace and with the self compassion that I've been able to build, but also not bullshitting myself because I think sometimes I bullshit a little bit. Oh, I'm being compassionate and okay, it doesn't matter. And it's like, well, bitch, it does matter because you're still uncomfortable. So figure it the fuck out.
Right.
So making sure that I am being accountable without criticism,
Mhm.
um, as it relates to both the body stuff and the behavioral, just how I engage and interact with people in general. I think it's something that I really want to take into 2023. And then also, people like me.
The fuck.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and that's something that I
Well,
want to take into.
before you continue, yeah. Just the other day, America was like, "Wait, are we friends in real life?" And I was like,
She was. She really tried it, y'all.
No, you said you were planning something, and I was
"I
like, "Is
said
this for
I'm
your friends
planning
in
my
real
trip."
life or
I
us
said I'm
too?"
planning my trip. She said, "Okay, so what do that mean? Do that mean that I'm invited?"
Meanwhile, we were like, duh.
Like, would you like
My
to bite
bad.
now or
You gonna
later?
be my friend, damn it.
My bad. And it's not because I don't want to. Like in my mind, I assume that people have things compartmentalized, right? So like your in-person friends are your friends, your internet friends are a
Well, that's
separate
false.
group.
But that's false. That's false. For me, let me tell
Right.
you about me because
Mm-hmm.
I have made some great friends on Instagram, on Twitter. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've met up with people. Like I've had great experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I don't differentiate that.
Right.
It's like if I talk to you offline, unless you're weird as fuck, like, and I'm just being nice, like we're friends. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
pull up. Like I'm gonna come visit. Like that's kind of where I am.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Yeah.
you. I feel like in my grownness now, it's more so because I used to do that, right? Oh, these are my friends from school, from
Mm-hmm.
college, or from there, do. Whereas now it's like, you know what? If it's a genuine relationship that makes me feel good, we're just friends.
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy what I really like is like people that are your friends but don't know each other, and when they get together and then they vibe and they get along, and it's just like, oh, that just lets me know that like my energy is right.
It's right. And let me tell you, I'm the queen of that. My
Yeah.
parties, my trips, like people that have never met come away being close friends. So
Mhm.
I don't play when it comes with my energy and those I allow in my energy.
This is what happens when you get with two cancers, America. You
I
gonna
see.
be friends.
I see. I didn't. And I love that. But I was even telling we were talking about planning for something, and I was like, I don't got nobody to invite to this thing, and he was like, "What about a girl from podcast?" And I was like, they don't like me. We just do a podcast together. And he was like,
Ah, how you gonna speak about how I feel
he
about
was like, he said, wait a
you?
minute, you've been like telling me to check shit. So like, how you know? And I was like, I don't know. Okay, touche. Like maybe they do. And he was like, I wouldn't do no fucking podcast with somebody I don't like.
I definitely would not.
This
Like
is
if
none of
we
my
jumped
fucking
in
business.
together and the vibe was not right, bitch, you best believe an email would be sent out. Oh my gosh, like this has been such a great experience. I think I'm gonna pivot.
I was like, I don't know. And he was like, yeah, I think you probably like need to pay attention to that. And I was like, okay, because I don't have anybody to invite. And he was like, you probably have more people to invite than you realize. You just are assuming that people wouldn't show up. But again, I think that's my response to Once Upon a Time. So I was like, oh, okay. So, and we were having that conversation when you sent that about the trip. So I was like, oh, this is so I'm like, this don't include me. So I'm gonna mind my business, keep doing these notes.
So why
That's
would
why I
I
was like, is that for us?
Why would I bring that up?
Meanwhile,
the word you used to describe it was interesting because that's what we were talking about.
What was the word?
And that.
But the word that you used is what we were talking about.
Now I need to go.
You said I'm planning this X theme party, even though nobody is getting.
Oh, because I said bachelorette theme.
No, girl. Starts with a B, ends with an et.
I said bachelorette.
Oh, I thought we were being covert.
I'm trying to be covert.
No.
So we were talking about that, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't."
But it has nothing to do with anyone being engaged because no one is engaged. It's just the theme of the party, so that everyone will be more invested. Because it's everyone's bachelor. Someone might wait. I'm like, wait, do you got something to say? Because let it be known, bitch.
But no, what she's saying is she was, they were having a like things were, what if?
We're talking about planning. And I literally was like, because I wanted the way I wanted. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, shit, we might as well just fucking, like, I'm looking at packages. And I was like, well, shit, I'm going to buy the brain.
Well, tell me what the package is.
Yeah.
I will tell you as soon as you press stop recording.
Because it's gone far enough.
I've already spent too much. And then people are going to be putting it together.
People do be putting shit together.
Y'all some smart motherfuckers. I love to see it. Oh,
but yes, we are friends. There's that.
I will say one of the things that I am grateful for that this year has brought me is your friendships. And we talked about this off camera before. But it really is just, and it goes back to Megan, right? You pray that God puts people in your life, to fulfill you, for help you. And then you be like, oh man, when people start disappearing, feel some type of way. But for me, I genuinely feel like last year, who I spent my time around, you dropped 2, you gained 2 stronger ones. Mm-hmm. And so that I'm thankful for.
Me too.
You are welcome.
Absolutely. And I think, I already said this kind of sort of once, but I think that's why this feels so important, is because this is a space of what feels like this newness of friendship. Mm-hmm. And it's also, it ain't therapy, but it's also a therapeutic space where you can talk about what you're experiencing. It's like, well, bitch, me too. Like when I text y'all, I was like, what's something y'all struggling with? So we can do this real. And everybody said the same thing. And I was like, oh shit. Okay, yeah. Good. Okay, we here. We on the same page. And so knowing that you not in this shit by yourself, because sometimes it feels like you are, or it seems like the people around you, well, it don't seem like that for me. For some people, it might seem like the people around you got it all together, or it might seem like people think that you on a different level than they are.
And so they don't reach out to you.
Right. Because you got it figured out. You good. You got all of the things that I want. So you fine. It's like, no.
Right. You got all the things that I want.
So you must be fine.
So you must be fine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
You got all the things I want, so you should be fine.
Or the fact that like you have people in your circle that are in the mental health profession, it does not mean that we don't still struggle with our own mental
right,
health.
right.
Mhm.
Because
Check
it's a
out
struggle.
your friends, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a big thing for me at the beginning of the year is being that person who gets called and then you're sitting on the phone for 30 plus event and
Mm.
you're like, oh girl, I feel so much better. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, but fuck
Mhm.
how you feeling?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ooh, no more non-mutual friendships for me, buddy.
Reciprocity only in 2023.
Ooh,
And
reciprocity.
and beyond,
Period. Period.
because it's a firm no for me.
And is.
Yeah.
Woo. I feel like we doubled up on this episode.
I feel like we did.
You did.
And I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. In Houston, we would call this a double cup love. All right.
Okay.
Double cup love.
I'm getting a little low.
Y'all stay tuned. Seek Therapy Houston edition.
Because it's
Period.
coming.
It's going down.
I was
Period.
telling my husband already. I was like, in the summer,
What we doing, Summer?
Yeah. What is that? What is that?
It's our wedding.
I
I
know.
have to look forward to. That's all. That's why I was like,
Well, we do because the ultimate bachelorette trip is gonna be in the spring.
Just know I'm cutting up regardless. Give
And
me a
it's gonna be like ass. It's gonna be
Okay.
like shots. It's gonna be like, back in the day when Megan would post on her story, like it would be like that.
We
You're
I
drop
getting
want that for
a
her
lot
again so bad.
of
Lord, hear my prayer.
What does driving the boat look like?
2023, I want that for Megan again. Because she deserves all good things. And
Yes.
I don't give a fuck who she done fuck, what she done did, what she ain't did. She deserves
Right.
all good things. We all do. And I really wish Megan, what was that, 2019? 2018,
Yeah,
2019?
fever.
I wish that on for all of us.
Oh yeah.
Just throwing ass, having a good time, being paid, not being stressed.
And low key, I
What you
feel
want
like
to do?
being in a position where like if you like a nigga's music and then that nigga in your face spitting game, why wouldn't you hit? So like the fact
Not doing nothing else?
you know what I mean? The fact that she's being slut shamed or like her business is being put out there,
Crazy.
I just really
Crazy.
rubs me the wrong way.
Oh
Disgusting
yeah.
as hell.
Also, don't be letting these short niggas have any game.
No. They
Shit.
don't have no game. And Tory Lanez ain't never had no game. And fuck Tory Lanez from the bottom of my heart.
From the bottom of my fucking spirit, I don't give a motherfuck if, like I said this the other day, Megan could have fucked all of Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. I don't give a fuck. That nigga and everybody affiliated with it needs to go where they need to go and stay the fuck there. Because baby, at this point, I'm tired.
I'm tired. I'm tired. That's what.
What does that have to do? What does
With
her
any fucking thing.
have to do with
Nothing.
why she got shot?
Because y'all give Chris Brown all this sympathy.
All the
Y'all
sympathy.
give what's his
And
name?
he's like
Chris
crazy.
Brown, all the fucking sympathy. All the you're so talented.
Oh,
You
God.
can go butt in the motherfucking platform. I said it.
You give
You can
Kanye
all
all
do
the
this
fucking
face.
credit.
Kanye, we grieving for him and his mom. We do all of this shit, but it's fuck Megan. And at the end of the day, we know this is misogynoir. We're not crazy, but
Yeah.
we need the other people to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in 2023, I just want better for all of us, including Megan.
Yeah.
And just black women in general.
Black
Yeah.
women in general. But I particularly want Megan to get back to her ass shaking days.
Yes.
And then we can also do the same thing.
Yeah. We
Amen.
can.
Because my nigga
No.
want to pick me up afterwards. Ain't that what she said?
Yeah.
Period.
It was like, oh, lit at brunch. Oh, that's me. Thought shit. Okay.
Period.
Period. Period. Period. Period. So, do y'all do vision boards?
Yes. Have I had the same vision board since 2021 and I keep rolling it over? Yes.
Don't do that.
It's very intricate and there's things on it that I haven't touched yet.
Redo it.
Just do a whole new one.
You carrying in the same energy though.
Yeah, just do a whole new
Do
one.
it. Even if you putting on the same stuff, take it off of that one and do another one.
Yeah.
You were talking to a master manifester. Now I think that got something to do with
Same.
signs and all of that. But like anytime I've written it down, it has happened. And so it's not good enough for me to be like, oh, I wrote that down last year, so I'm not gonna touch it. Nope. We do it again every single year, and it's even more specific, it's even more focused on the feeling. Do it again.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn these lights on, but do it again.
More specific.
Yeah.
Well, because you said earlier, you were like, I wrote down so my word for the year being flourish, but then America, you said something and it made me write down a note of like, what does that look like? It's one to say my word is flourish, but what does flourishing look like and feel like for me?
Yep.
That makes sense.
Feel is gonna always be the kicker. What does it feel like?
Yeah.
For me. Because it may not be the same as other people.
Correct. But do it again.
Okay.
Do it again.
Reciprocity.
And if you did it on a vision board and that doesn't feel accurate, find you a Canva board and do it on a Canva or script. I think people, I understand the vision part. I see it, but scripting is life changing. And if you can script it and write it exactly how it is, how you want it to be, but write it in present tense of what January looks and feels like, February, March, all the months of next year, what they look and feel like, you'd be amazed at what happens as a result. That shit is life changing. Life changing.
I like that. I keep seeing these, what I feel like are the equivalent of like chain. Remember like those Yahoo chain mail? So like, I keep seeing that if you see this post on this day.
Oh yeah.
You, and I keep, and it's all like 2023 is gonna open up your, like everything's gonna happen and all that stuff. And so while it feels like the equivalent of a chain mail, I'm gonna, because I've seen a handful of them now.
Yeah. There's some similarities there, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think the importance here is being able to really zone in on what you want. And like really when you sit in it, like sit with it. How do I want to feel? Like a word is beautiful, but like what does this word look like? What does flourish feel like for me? How will I know when I wake up in the morning that I'm flourishing?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Life changer.
I like that.
And then if you even can think of somebody who you know or you've seen and they are the definition to you of flourishing, picking up from that too. Like what does their day-to-day look like? How do you know? And then how can you take those pieces and implement it for yourself? Life changer.
Yeah. Does it have to be a real life person or can it be a celebrity?
Celebrity, they still breathing, so that's fine. That's real life.
I want to be a Tracy Ellis Ross when I grow up.
No, you don't, because you want to be with a partner. So you don't want to be a Tracy.
Well, I was about to add on with a husband and kids, but
so take that back. You don't want to be Tracy. And let me be clear, I think Tracy is the motherfucking creme de la creme. I really do. I think she is the end all be all. But you don't, because you just said you want a partner.
Right.
You don't have a partner.
So maybe Issa.
Yeah. You got me thinking. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to us. Seek therapy. 2 hours going strong.
Hour 58 minutes and 49 seconds.
So this was a great episode to wrap up the fucking year.
The fucking year. Exactly.
It's been a year. It has. And I'm so grateful that I tweeted and y'all responded to my tweet and I met with y'all and I was like, it's giving.
That happened this year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Wow.
you know what's funny? When I talked to you on Zoom or FaceTime, or whatever we did, I was at Bay House, and I remember you were like, "How old are you?" I don't know why that stands out to me, but you're like, "How old are you?" And I was like, "I'll be 34 in December." You're like, "Oh, okay."
No, because I just want to, like me
I
at
thought it was because of my
31.
background, because my background was
No,
given not millennial. So I thought,
no, because like me at 31 is very different than me at like 24. And
"Oh
so I
yeah,
wanted to find
very
someone
different."
who was closer in my age and like closer in where I am with like
Mhm.
my self worth
Yeah.
journey. So
I love
that's
it.
what that is about. But yes, I'm so grateful that Twitter brought us here and we are really getting into the flow of things, doing what we got to do, and really making an impact for our community. Um, and so, if you all don't have anything else to say, I am going to close us out and remind you that you can drink the green juice. You can go for the hikes, do Pilates. But if you're ignoring the things going on in your head and in your heart, then you're still not truly healthy. So go ahead and seek therapy. We all need it, period. Hopefully, Beyonce will get
Yeah.
it down.
Lazy, none of that main beat.
Oh,
Energy,
oh,
energy.
go America.
This
Go
for America.
America.
Come up to America.
Who has no idea what's going on right now? This is the time.
I'll be doing that too.
It's dollar signs. Hold up. I just got paid, making late energy. She can't go
It's giving house music.
It
Yes,
is.
And I
yes.
don't like house music. That's the
Right.
problem. That's why I listen to Drake's album, the one before Certified, because it's I don't like house music.
Well, this
Oompa Oompa just
this
throws me
one's
off.
better.
This
His
is
Okay.
like you
straight
need to
out.
you need to listen to the album, okay, and think about like your gays and just like get into that.
I love
And
it. I
then
love them. And also, I don't like house music.
But it's don't
also
say Drake.
try
Drake
it.
went all the way into house. This one is like it's
You
a
need to try it before you say no.
I'll try. I'm gonna listen when I finish this stuff. I'm gonna listen. But no, I don't like house music.
That's okay. I don't either, but I like this.
But you like Beyonce.
And I like this. So
you do too. You went to all those Beyonce concerts. You
pull
know
up on it.
I don't know why I was
Pull up on me.
pull up on me.
Pull up
Happy New
on
Year, y'all.
Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year.
Happy New Year. May you have a very gentle holiday season
Yeah.
and may you just really transition into whatever you are wanting to be this
Absolutely.
new year.
Shout out to all of our listeners. We will see y'all in the new year. We see you. We appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you for listening because sometimes it's chaotic as fuck. So thank y'all for being here.
Bye.
Bye.